Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing his truth in sincerity by rawchaa, qadash. Seeing that it's almost the Passover, I wanted to get into the night of the Passover. Alright, and you could find the account that I'm going to get into in the book of Luke, the 22nd chapter. You know, today's Tuesday, March 3rd, 2020. Okay, and Saturday, this coming Saturday will be the Passover. So, you know, there's a lot to learn from Yahawashi and the disciples on that night, you know. So there's, you know, I was reading this chapter, you know, there's a couple things that stood out at me. So I want to go into this, and Lord willing to be edifying. But this is Luke 22:1. It says, "Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover." So yeah, the Passover is drawing nigh. Okay, and I'm gonna jump down to 14. Luke 22:14. Okay, "And the hour was come, he sat down, and the 12 apostles with him. And he said unto them, With desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer." Okay, so Yahawashi, he said, with desire. Okay, now when you go into that word desire, it means
Strong's G 1939. Epithumia.
it means longing. Okay, he longed for it. Okay, that's what the Yahawashi came into the world to do. Okay, was to go on the cross. Okay, so he desired to sit down with the apostles. All right, for the last time. You know, and what a night that would have been. It says, "And he said unto them, With desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer." Okay. "For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of the Most High." Okay. So Yahawashi, you know, he wanted to eat that last Passover with them. Okay, before he suffered, and he said, "I will not eat. I will not any more eat thereof." So he's like, "I'm not going to eat this Passover again with you." So he was real longing to you know, to have that, you know, that, I guess you could say, that last supper with them, you know, that last time to you know, really, you know, talk with them, if you will. Okay, before he had to be put on the cross, because he knew he had to get put on the cross. You know, he was always telling them beforehand. Okay, imagine being with Yahawashi, and he's telling you, you know, hey, well, one of these days, you know, I'm not going to be with you all the time. This is Matthew 20:17. It says, "And Yahawashi, going up to Jerusalem, took the 12 disciples apart in the way." All right, so he took them privately away, and said unto them, "Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock and to scourge and to crucify him, and the third day he shall rise again." So Yahawashi was always telling them, hey, you know what? In Jerusalem, there's going to come a time where, you know, hey, they're gonna condemn me to death, man. Okay, and he told them he was going to be delivered unto the Gentiles, and he was delivered unto the Romans. Okay, which are Edomites, showing you that the Edomites are Gentiles, man, and the Gentiles can't be saved. Okay, for what? To be mocked, to scourge, and to crucify him. Then he shall rise on the third day. So Yahawashi was always telling the disciples, man, what was going to happen. Okay. It says, "For I say unto you," back in Luke 22:16, "For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of the Most High." Now, what's going to be fulfilled? Now, when you go into Revelation 19:9, it tells you, okay, that there is a let me just look up a word. He was not going to eat the Passover anymore until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of the Most High. And what did he mean by that? This is Revelation 19:9. And he saith unto me, right blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. Now Yahawashi, he was the Lamb that taketh all the blemish away. Okay, he was that ultimate sacrifice, man. And the Passover, when you really look at it, what it is remembering how Yahawah, okay, delivered the Israelites from the slavery, the captivity of the Egyptians. Okay, and they were supposed to kill a lamb, okay, without spot and without blemish, and strike the lintel of the door with the blood. And that last plague that Yahawah sent over the Egyptians, that finally made Pharaoh let go of the Egyptians. Okay, you know, that angel of death that was to come into Egypt to kill the firstborn would pass over them. Now Yahawashi, he is the ultimate sacrifice, man. He is the Lamb that taketh away sin of the world. That's what John the Baptist said. The Lamb that taketh away. John 1:29. Let me just get this. Kind of all over the place. John 1:20. The next day John seeth Yahawashi coming unto him, and saith, Behold, the Lamb of the Most High, which taketh away the sin of the world, because he was that ultimate sacrifice. You could also find that in the book of 1 Peter. I think it's 1:19. Let's see. No. 1 Peter 1:18. For as much as ye know that ye were not redeemed with corruptible things as silver and gold from your vain conversation received by tradition from your fathers, but with the precious blood of Yahawashi as a lamb without blemish and without spot. Okay, so Yahawashi was the lamb that took away the sins of Israel, mainly the elect. Okay, and he was without spot and without blemish. Okay, so Yahawashi, okay, he had that last Passover with the disciples, and he said that he would not eat thereof until all be fulfilled in the kingdom. This is Revelation 19, going back in 9. And he saith unto me, right blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. Now we are called into this truth. We are called to do, to keep the laws, judgments, statutes, and commandments, to go out to the highways and hedges. We are commanded to repent. We are commanded to prophesy. We are commanded to partake of the high holy days. We are commanded to take of the Passover. But blessed are those which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And that's what Yahawashi was basically talking about in the book of Luke. When we go back, right, blessed are those brothers, those elect brothers that are called, okay, and chosen. Luke 22:16. For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of the Most High. Revelation 19:9. And he saith unto me, right blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of the Most High. Okay, right. So blessed are those that are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb. So Yahawashi, okay, those that are called to the supper of the Lamb. Okay, now when you look up that word supper in Revelation 19:9, it means
Strong's G 1173. Dipe not. Dipe not.
Use of the Messiah's feast, symbolizing salvation in the kingdom. Right, man. There's going to be salvation in the kingdom, man. The feast of the Lord. What did the Lord say? The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man that maketh a big feast. You see? So, we're just rehearsing the righteous act, but we are going to eat at the table with Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. I'm going to continue. Back in Luke 22:17, and he took the cup and gave thanks and said, take this and divide it among yourselves. So he was drinking. They were drinking the wine. They were doing the Passover ceremony. For I say unto you, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of the Most High shall come. Okay, so he's not. Yahawashi said, man, he's like, I'm not going to drink this no more until I'm not going to drink the wine until that marriage supper, that final, not that final, but I should say that when the elect is called into to sit at the table with Yahawashi, in the kingdom, that's salvation. Okay, when all the elect is gathered, man. It says, and he took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave unto them, saying, this is my body which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me. Okay. So Yahawashi was telling the disciple, he was basically telling him, like, hey man, I've desired to have this with you. I've told you before that I'm gonna be taken up to the Gentiles, to be mocked and to scourged and to be crucified and put to death, but I'm gonna rise back up. Okay, so imagine, the Yahawashi, you being called and basically chosen, and telling you these things, man. And of course they didn't know if they were chosen at that time, but the Lord really, comforted them, and was telling them, what was to happen. It says, for I say unto you, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of the Most High shall come. So he was telling them, I'm not gonna drink no wine until the kingdom come. Blessed are those who are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb. And we're just right now rehearsing the righteous acts, but there's gonna be a celebration, so to speak, in the kingdom, man. We're gonna have our high holy days. We're gonna have our days that we're gonna drink wine with Yahawashi, and the Lord's waiting, man. So the disciples are hearing these things. And he took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave unto them, saying, this is my body which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me. So when we do the Passover, we do it now in remembrance also of Yahawashi, because he's also is called the Lamb without spot and without blemish. And as long as we partake, okay, in this truth, we have to remember Yahawashi and remember the sacrifice that he did for us, man. I'm gonna continue. It says, likewise also the cup after supper, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you. Okay, so after they ate, they drank again. This cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you. Right. So the wine that we drink, man, is symbolic of the blood that was shed for the sins of Israel, man. But behold, the hand of him that betrayeth me is with me on the table. So Yahawashi also was with Judas. He was also with the one that was going to betray him. And look how resolved he was. Look how calm he was. And truly the Son of Man goeth as it was determined, but woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed. So the Lord's like, hey, well, the Son of Man goeth as it was determined. So he goes, it's my fate to, that I have to do this, but at the same time, even though it was Judas's lot, but he's a woe unto that man that is going to betray me, is basically what he's telling them. And they begin to inquire among themselves which of them it was that should do this thing. So the disciples were asking, like, hey man, which one of us is going to betray him? You know what I mean? It says, and there was also a strife among them, which of them should be accounted the greatest. Yeah, there was also a little strife among them. They were also, like debating and whatnot, who of them should be the greatest. And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors. Right. Okay, so the kings of the Gentiles, man, and you got that now. You got, presidents and different politicians and rulers, man, who basically exercise authority over those who are under them, okay, in rank and in status in society, okay. And they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors. So, they, people actually, kick up money to, politicians and kings and people who are, the elites of society, man. They are the benefactors, okay. But ye shall not be so. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that doth serve. Okay. But we're not supposed to be like that, So in the midst of all this, that Yahawashi is telling them, I've been desiring to sit down with you and to tell you, and have this last Passover, he knew in the back of his mind that he was about to go on the cross, and then he acknowledged that Judas was there, that the one that was going to betray him was there at the table, You know what I mean? They were all inquiring among them. They had a strife. You know what I mean? And he's saying, hey man, you know what? You know the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them. He's like, it should not be with you guys, but he that is greatest should serve. You know what I mean? So if you really look at the situation, you know, the night of the Passover, man, you see that, you know, the Lord, he still kept his resolve, man, and he still taught, and he still was there to serve, man. You know, just like we should be in, you know, even though we're catching hell and, you know, we're going through all these different types of trials and tribulations and you know, we know that that hour is coming upon us where we're going to be persecuted for this truth. You know, we need to keep our resolve, you know, keep teaching, keep staying in the spirit, you know, because basically, man, you know, you have to, you know, examine yourself if, you know, this Passover's coming up and you got to really, you know, get in the mind frame. Okay. It says, you know, every man has to really, you know, take heed to what you know, his steps in this walk. It says, but ye shall not be so, but he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that does serve. Right, but ye shall not be so. So it shouldn't be that, like, you know, among brothers. It says, but he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger. Right, so he that is greatest, let him be as the littlest man. Okay. And he that is chief as he that doth serve. Okay, so you got to be humble, man. You got to be humble if you got a position, you know, and you got to serve, you got to minister, you got to, you know, give out more than what you receive, you know, and that's in this truth. You know, that's teaching. That's also, you know, serving brothers, man, being brotherly, being charitable, you know, even if it's serving brothers, being hospitable, you know, when brothers gather, you know, you don't just sit there and let people serve you. No, you serve them, man. If you over, you know, you well, it's gonna go into it. For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat or he that serveth. You know, usually when you sit down to eat, you know, you got people waiting on you, right? Okay. For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat or he that serveth. So isn't the guy that's sitting down to eat is greater than the one who's serving him? Now you go to a restaurant and you look at the waiter like, it's just a waiter. That dude's waiting on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling him what to do. I'm telling him to go get me water. Here, go get me this. Go get me that. I need this. I need that. Right? It says, is not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth. Okay, so the Yahawashi, who was greater than all of them, you know, obviously he was like one that serveth. He was kind of like a waiter, so to speak, you know. He was waiting on them, you know what I'm saying, teaching them, showing them, long suffering with them, being charitable, being hospitable. Okay? It says, ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, you see? Yahawashi was like, ye are they that have continued with me in my temptations. So the Lord, he, you know, he has care unto his elect, you know. And you know, and I'm gonna say that, yeah, he did tell Peter that he was going to build his church upon that rock, and Peter was that rock. Okay, ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, and we also have to continue with brothers in their temptations, man. You know, as long as a brother showing himself brotherly and righteous and enduring and trying to and doing the work to his best of ability, we have to endure and the temptations. And all this happened at the night of the Passover. So I was just going through these things, and I was saying to myself, man, there's a lot we can learn, you know, from Yahawashi. He was stone cold with it, you know, for lack of words. He was just able to, you know, be there at the moment, you know what I'm saying, and really endure, you know. What does it say? I'm going back to Luke 22 and 22. And truly the Son of Man goeth as it was determined. So he was going where it was determined. He was going to his fate. You know, he was living out his lot. But woe unto that man by whom is he betrayed. But woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed. Okay, and that was Judas Iscariot. And we know there's going to be some certain people that are going to fall out amongst us, but you know, we hope and pray that, you know, we don't feel that lot. Okay, so it says back in 28, ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. You know, so when you really think about it, man, that's something big. That's something big, man. One second. Let me look something up. It says, and I appoint unto you a kingdom as my Father hath appointed unto me. You see? So Yahawashi was telling the man, you know, I appoint unto you a kingdom, okay? As my Father hath appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in the kingdom, you see? So that's why when I was reading up here, let me go back to Luke 22:16. For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of the Most High. And that's basically what that you know, because we're gonna eat and we're gonna eat and drink at the table of Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi, man. When everything is all said and done, there's gonna be like a, if you could say, like a victory feast. Okay, it says here that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You see? That's beautiful, man. I was just reading all this and I was like, man, like right now we're doing the Passover.